Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this, coming to you from the executive lounges, here with, it's me, it's the G.O.C. I'm back. Chaos Corner is back. And today we are here for World Class Championship Wrestling, and we are doing a retro review of the feud between the fabulous Freebirds and the Von Erichs. And we're starting off here in February 1983 at the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. It's the Freebirds and the Von Erichs in a lumberjack match. And back at this time, 1983, I think I was 20 years old. So sit back and relax. Follow me on all social media platforms. You know what they are. In real time on Twitter, at Big Daddy G.O.C. And the G.O.C. stands for the Guardian of Chaos. If you hit that profile link, that'll bring you to the mothership here at Guardian of Chaos on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, the Guardian of Chaos. My 2 accounts on Facebook, J Brony, yes, J Brony, and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian in honor of my heritage. Also, follow me on Rumble, Truth Social, Gab, Gitter, Parlor. I cover it all in the IWC. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And let's go, everybody. Here we are. A nice distraction. Terry Gordy and Kerry Von Erich in the ring, getting ready to lock up. 1983, it's jammed to the rafters down there in the Reunion Arena. I see Jimmy Garvin ringside with Precious. Back then, this is heat. I don't know if you can hear anything in the background. I don't know if you can hear the pops in the crowd. King Kong Bundy is also at ringside as one of the Lumberjacks. You have Freebird Michael Hayes, Bam Bam Terry Gordy, and Buddy Jack Roberts against David, Kevin, and Michael Von Erich in a Lumberjack match. Go back and research on the network or if your own videotapes or his history and review and take a look at the history of WCCW and the battle back then. Perhaps one of the best in pro wrestling history. All right, fans, we're off all the other social media platforms, and we are here on the mothership on the YouTube channel for the Retro Review World Class Championship Wrestling 1983. And what, we're here in 2022? The summer of 2022? Everyone stay vigilant, stay humble, stay close to your family and those around you. And we'll be all right through this. Put faith first in your family, and we got this, because we know who wins in the end. Terry Gordy taking over on Kerry Von Erich. Now it's got him in the corner. Freebird, purely sexy Michael Hayes. Now you know this is going to break down if you know any of the history of the Von Erichs and the Freebirds. David and Kevin come running in, but referee David Manning, I believe, back in the day. Now it's Michael Hayes and Kerry Von Erich. Von Erich was in tremendous shape. Now remember back then, Gordy, Hayes, Von Erich, all 3 of the boys, with the exception of Buddy Jack Roberts, who was about 10 years older than the rest of the guys. Here, they're probably in their early 20s, drawing money, making money, jamming the arena down there, all over, everywhere from Dallas Stadium to Corpus Christi, to even the small venue of the Sportatorium. Now, Kerry Von Erich's in there cleaning the house, body slam on Michael Hayes. Gordy and Roberts, pillar to post. You knew that being a 6-man lumberjack match, even especially back here in the early 80s, listen to the crowd. I mean, the fans really took the emotion and the psychology and the investment to a different level back then in this day and age. This is before WrestleMania. Here's the tag from Michael Hayes to Bam Bam, and here comes David Von Erich. Perhaps, if you listen to the historians, the best Von Erich of them all. Big man, 6'7", 260. Gordy's, what, 6'6", 300 pounds? Now, Bill Mercer saying here 350. A little lower, Bill, a little lower. The red and white starred trunks for the Freebirds, Roberts, Hayes, and Gordy. Red boots. The blonde hair for Hayes and Buddy Jack. All 3 of the Von Erichs in great shape. Of course, Kevin, barefoot. Here's David and Terry Gordy on the ropes. You can hear some of the, no copyrights here, no infringements. Reversal. Buddy Roberts with a knee to the jib. And there goes Buddy Jack, almost went over the top. David ducked. Simplicity here. Keep it simple, stupid. Right hand by Von Erich on Terry Gordy now. Back chop, head first into the turnbuckle. Nobody takes a bump like Terry Gordy. And here comes Kevin Von Erich taking over on Gordy. Lefts, rights, fast action to the ropes. The legendary traditional drop kick by Kevin Von Erich. And then he gets Buddy Roberts in the jib. Michael Hayes sells it outside the ring. Gordy with the second one. You could hear the emotion and passion from someone now in my demographic, the over 50 demo god, and what happened here back in the early 80s when I was only 20 years old. Wanted to get into business and then still would end up in it. Unbelievable going back and watching this. These guys were an inspiration. Of course, you know my career going on to be a pro wrestling manager for over 3 decades. That's another story for another time. We're here for the retro review. Buddy Jack trying to pin Kevin. Every fan in the Sportatorium down here in Dallas is on their feet right now. I believe we're in the Sportatorium, or this could be, this is the Reunion Arena. Much bigger than the Sportatorium, which was imploded in 2003, I think. One of the great territory buildings, and what Fritz Von Erich did down there. Let me tell you something. Yeah, what a territory in the 70s and into the 80s. Gordy taking over on Kevin Von Erich, drops him over throat first, but there's Kerry with the discus punch. David with Buddy Jack in the corner. Go back and watch these matches. We're going to go through on the retro review of different bouts here throughout the years of 83, 84, 85, into the Parade of Champions, into the titles matches, the 6-man matches, and we're going to cover them in different segments, anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes to as much as 15 or 20 minutes. And Buddy Jack in this one barely almost pulled the trunks off of the red trunks off of Kevin Von Erich and showed his ass. Double team effort with Michael Hayes. Now, you know the women went crazy for the Von Erichs down there. All their husbands and boyfriends liked the Freebirds because of that whole Van Zant thing, Leonard Skinner and rock and roll, which led into Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. That's another story for another time. But the women in world class and down in Texas, whether it be Fort Worth, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Houston, especially in Dallas, they were all over the Von Erich boys. I mean, legendary stories back there in the 80s. Here's the tag. Michael Hayes still over on Kevin Von Erich. Terry Gordy in with the big bear hug. Has him up over his shoulders. Now remember, Gordy got into businesses. Tried to wrestle his first outlaw match at 14. Got in officially at 16, I believe. And the history with Gordy and Michael Hayes goes all the way back to Mississippi. Hayes was from Pensacola. Gordy from Tennessee. Here's Kerry taking over on Gordy. Here's the tag. The Lumberjacks all outside. Jimmy Garvin, King Kong Bundy. They haven't really come into play. Big back body drop by Kerry on Gordy. All you got to do is listen to the fans. That's why you hear the emotion from me here. Because I'm lucky that no one's here at the lounge today. The executive offices are being used. Kerry was in tremendous shape. A world-class discus thrower in college. David Von Erich was a fantastic college football player, basketball player. Same thing as Kevin Von Erich. Very athletic, the Von Erichs. If you know the story, it's out there. Do your due diligence. Now, all 3 Freebirds have Kerry in the corner. Buddy Jack is in now. Now, Buddy Jack, a good 10 years older than Terry and Michael. And he was the guy to take it on the chin for the team. I mean, that's why you had Buddy Roberts there. Plus, he's the only one that would be on the road with them from the stories that I hear. Remember, I was briefly back in the late 80s. My buddy Lenny went down for a small road trip, Baltimore, Virginia, Hampton, with the Samoan SWAT team, and Michael Hayes and Jack Victory and Ron Simmons and Butch Reed, Doom, Lex Luger and Sting. They were all on that same tour. I learned a lot in that short time. Even the Steiners. I don't think Scott had become Big Papa Pump or if he even signed yet. That's another story for another time. That's what you get here on the channel. I haven't been here for a month or two, but I'm always lurking. You get my over 3 decades of experience, road stories, 50 years as a fan, and it's relatable. It's unique. It's unscripted. It's unedited. It's one man, live to tape. No one else does this concept in the IWC. Michael in now on Kerry. Right now, the outside players have not really come in to play. The Von Erichs and Freebirds have been in the ring a lot, but they've kept it in the ring. And now Michael taking over on Kerry. But he's jumped outside the ring. Not a smart move by Purely Sexy. And they're rolling back into the ring, the Lumberjacks. I can't get all the Lumberjacks out there. It's a little dark there on the outside. The fans are standing. The action is crazy in the ring. The camera work is all over the place for sure. Bundy, who, you know, I had my issues with years later. Friends and foes. What a man, King Kong Bundy. I could tell you a story one night about the Samoans and Michael PSAs in one of the arenas. That's another story for another time. I will tell you a story about the fans and how crazy and how insane in the 80s, especially during this time period. Driving out of the Baltimore arena, I believe it was, in the car with the SST, Fatu and Samu, with Michael Hayes, who was driving with us. Maybe Jack Victor. It might have been 4 or 5 of us in a luxury car, coming out with the garage, coming up the ramp there. At least, I don't know, 50, 80, maybe 100 fans. They were throwing water bottles, cans, beer cans on the window, banging on the car. It's real. It wasn't for me. It was for the stars, and they drew heat and they drew money. That's when the SST was feuding with the Road Warriors, if you remember correctly. Oh, Bundy dumping Kerry Von Erich and Kevin Von Erich, who won for the jib of big old King Kong Bundy, who's a lumberjack. Here in a match from 1983, world-class championship wrestling. Freebirds have been dominating, whether it be Kerry, David, or Kevin. Right now, Buddy Jack has been tagged in from Gordy, and he's with Kerry. And getting back to Buddy Jack, he's the only one that would travel with him and drive. I mean, they were wild boys. They really lived the gimmick. First to come up with the rock and roll and the entrance, and man, could they bring heat, especially down south. David gets the tag. He's in on Gordy. Look at Von Erich, big dude. Gordy off the ropes. He's got a sleeper on him. Hayes in to break it up. Buddy Jackson. Now here's Kevin. Here's Kerry. They're all in. This has been the whole match. Kerry's got Buddy Jack in the sleeper. They both go over the top rope. Michael and Kevin are in the corner. It's still David and Terry Gordy on the opposite corner. Off the ropes goes David Von Erich. Big claw by David on Terry Gordy. And it's Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes on the inside. What's going to happen here? All the Lumberjacks. Alberto Madril, King Kong Bundy. Hayes off top, 2-on-1, and he hammers right into the back of David Von Erich. Gordy's going to roll over David. No, wait, no. Strutting like a rooster is Michael Hayes, and Gordy's picking David up went for a DDT. No, busted up by Kevin. You would have think I would have seen this match 50 times right now. Kevin rolls David over on Gordy. Here's the ref. 1, 2. David Manning counts to 3, and all hell chaos has ensued. The Von Erichs have won the 6-man Lumberjack match over the fabulous Freebird discus punch on Michael Hayes by Kerry Von Erich. Hayes sold that discus punch. Look at the crowd. Listen to the crowd. The Von Erichs. This is 1983. Freebirds all left in the ring, bitching and moaning. Michael Hayes going after David Manning. And look at the women. Look at the crowds. Look at the people. Jammed. All colors. All races. All creeds. It brought everybody together here. Freebirds left in the ring. You could hear the heat they get. We'll stay with this for a few more minutes. We'll be back with more on World Class Championship Wrestling. The Freebirds and the Von Erichs. The feud, the legendary feud from the 80s. Even when they got Jimmy Jam Garvin in the 90s in the WCW. But of course, the tragedy of some of the Von Erichs. We may not get onto all that. We want to stay with the excitement here. Chaos Corner, the G.O.C. YouTube, all social media platforms. Thanks for being here, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Going for the little replay here. Situational awareness, motivation, confidence, humble and vigilant from the G.O.C. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more of Retro Review. Look, not even 15 minutes. This is going right up online. Don't you dare miss it.